Hello everyone, and now welcome to a 2v2 matchup between Sonic and Foggy, who have spawned as the, yellow and red team down over here, going up against KraV and ToD, who have, picked blue and blue. That's actually really nice. Maybe ToD did that on purpose, getting blue and blue. If Foggy and Sonic had did red and maroon, that would really make colors stand out a little bit more and be helpful. It's been a while since I watched your YouTube. Thank you for tuning in here. Yep. Um, no, there was You guys can read the comments. It sounded like while I'm recording Twitch, people left my channel because they thought I was done for the day. And nope, I keep on casting for a little bit. Love this map. This is Tidewater Glades LV, and there is this diagonal. I think there was a weird map where your partner, like, it was actually spawned like this, and you were actually closer to your opponent than your partner, which made for some really weird matchups. This should be a very good matchup here. ToD, KraV, Sonic, and Foggy, four very well-known names in the European Warcraft 3 Warcraft 3 community, and an absolute blast to watch. We're going to be looking at a Death Knight added in here, coming in from KraV. Meanwhile, is it Archmage? Yeah, Archmage coming in from ToD. Hero choices is Keeper of the Grove going up against a Priestess of the Moon. France versus Ukraine, Warcraft 3 Nation League 2020 semifinals. Yep. Um, should be a really great matchup indeed, as things are going to be moving forward. The Keeper of the Grove, first of all, the Priestess of the Moon, very powerful hero on a dual Night Elf army, and that we're seeing right here, as it gives a 10% damage bonus to pretty much every single unit. All units except for bears essentially benefit from that damage bonus. Hippogriffs as well, but if we do see hippogriffs in this game, it's not going to be like we're massing hippogriffs there. ToD not microing back that Archmage at all, getting the detonation, and then also KraV with the death coil, not working out all too well either, as we're going to be looking at both level 1 on both of these heroes. Are we going to get a double detonation again? Yes, KraV and ToD getting detonated so much, but now it almost feels like it doesn't really matter anymore because of the buff or the nerf to detonation. That mana isn't really enough to be too concerned about, as the Wisp is lost. Keeper of the Grove looking to dance away. We are picking up a Dark Troll Shadow Priest. And right there to try and heal back up. Death Knight should be able to get off a Death Coil, trying to finish it off. One or two more attacks should be able to do it. Archmage unable to get there. Death Knight does not have, there's a final attack as the Priestess of the Moon takes down his own troll. Troll getting trolled right there, as the Priestess of the Moon now looking to retreat back. Army units, Huntresses getting in from Sonic. 2 Huntresses being trained up at one Ancient of War, 0 at another, as all of the micro and all of the attention is on this Keeper of the Grove off over here. There's another entangle. That poor peasant going to get taken out by his own brethren once more, but that damage is still being done as ToD is losing peasants while teching to tier 2. All right, Archmage trying to fight back against the Priestess of the Moon. Keeper of the Grove perhaps wants to give mana to that, gets mana from that Priestess of the Moon, who's not using any, but unable to do that either, as we're looking at more pressure being brought on over. Level 1 true shot upgrade, very powerful here, as the Archmage finally gets to level 2, does have pure up of vitality, and this is going to be a mass Huntress army here. Interestingly enough, are we going to eventually be going into Riflemen or Crypt Fiends? That's what we need to see coming in from ToD and KraV. Death Knight sitting at level 1. Archmage purposely trying to back away to not take any of that experience. The Keeper of the Priestess of the Moon is off over here, continuing to put pressure down. Meanwhile, Death Knight finally gets up to level 2 for level 1 Unholy Aura, faster movement speed, and it may be able to capture or trap this Priestess of the Moon here. However, a little bit of sight right there. Archmage off on the other side. Unit's going to try and regroup here once more, as the Keeper of the Grove still sitting at level 1. Sonic sitting at level 1 here, not being able to do all that much, as all of those Huntresses are just being microed and controlled by Foggy. coming back off on the other side here. Keeper of the Grove just standing at the door, knocking on the Altar of Kings as Crypt Fiends are finally pouring in from KraV. Thank you for the subscription there. Now, Scout Farm going to be taken out here. Rifleman getting added in. And now that we're looking at, well, mass... now that we're looking at mass... Well, this Force Troll Shadow Priest almost looks like an illusion. Thank you for the follow. Keeper of the Grove going to try to start pushing their way through here. And, well, we are at tier 2. We should be getting rifle range upgrade as well. Riflemen don't really shoot that far. Meanwhile, the Huntresses are making their way back over. Death Knight and Crypt Fiends making their way through as we're looking at a little bit of damage here. Are we going to see, well, oh, yes, a potential surround on one of those Crypt Fiends. Are we going to get a death blow to try and save? No, we are not, as the Crypt Fiends are just going to be able to pressure in onto those, or get pressured in by those Huntresses. One entangle is all it takes to shut down a Crypt Fiend, and with the sheer number of Huntresses right here, it is a problem to be had. Priestess of the Moon, however, still sitting at level 1. Yeah, both teams sitting at level 1. Night Elf versus Demon, what Undead and Human. Yeah, it's not your normal typical 2v2 strategies, but and pairs, but it looks like they are composing themselves pretty well. I will say that ToD and KraV's particular strategy seems to be more along the lines of two separate 1v1 armies as opposed to an actual 2v2 army so far. All right, we're going to see Timberwolf going to get taken down. Another, well, Foggy's Dark Soul Shadow Priest trying to heal back up. He absorbed quite a bit of damage. Skeletal minions. Lich may be able to get a Frost Nova off right there. That could be a problem. No, unable to catch back up into that Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Archmage, Mountain King now in on the fight as well. We're looking at the Undead chasing after Foggy's army, and the armies are all separated in very different directions. Sonik also may be able to get up a ninja expansion here in just a moment. Needs to try and finish off this Berserker. What is going on? The Huntresses need to engage here, try and focus down the remainder of this unit, and then get back in on this fight. Death Knight, Lich now clearing out the Goblin Merchant Shop on the far side here. And the big question is going to be whether or not Sonic's expansion is going to be able to get up and running without their opponents knowing. As soon as you get a little bit of an economic advantage, things can snowball if your opponent doesn't know about them. Priestess of the Moon is also here nearby, ready to push together. There's some Trents joining in on the fight, and both sides opting to do creeping instead of actually pressuring their opponent. All right, Death Knight, Lich, all here working together. Huntresses are here as well. Priestess of the Moon getting up to level 3, level 2 True Shot Aura, and also adding in Searing Arrows. That damage does start to add up very, very fast. Weird that neither of the French players are expanding. Perhaps both of them are just trying to stay at 50 supply and then push in with a larger army here. The question is going to be in a 2v2 matchup, trying to get into low upkeep by both players actually doesn't work out very well, just because of the sheer amount of real estate you're trying to control. A lot of the times in large 2v2 matchups, some units are, if you don't have the right combination of melee and range, some units are just dancing around in the back, not doing anything at all. And the fact that ToD and KraV's army has significant range advantage over the Night Elf army is going to be a very big deal. But Sonik is also using that Keeper of the Grove's summon Force of Nature is very interestingly opening up walkways wherever he needs them. All right, Trent's going to be making their way through. One Arcane Tower, one Guard Tower also getting constructed up here as we're looking at, well, a little bit of bounce coming across. Army going to be coming in from the back, so be masked on that Keeper of the Grove. Are we going to be getting Orbs of Venom as well, or are we just staying at tier 2? That is the question, as the Huntresses will finally try to engage here. All right, a little bit of a split here. However, Sonik is not using the Scroll of Town Portal yet, and going to end up losing at least one Huntress, perhaps even more, as these units can just turn around, take down 3 Huntresses right here. Mountain King going to finish off that unit again. All right, Keeper of the Grove going to force perhaps a Scroll of Town Portal anyways here in just a moment. What is going on? Sonik finally using that Scroll of Town Portal, and he essentially ended up losing 2 to 3 Huntresses because he didn't use the Scroll of Town Portal the instant that Foggy decided to. All right. Interesting call there. And by interesting, I do mean he made a mistake. A little bit of perhaps miscommunication between Foggy and Sonic, and that may come back to haunt both of them. As well, you don't want to be giving experience and losing units to either KraV or ToD. 50 over 50 supply now. Lich gonna be able to get to level 3 here off of this creep camp. There it goes. Level 2 Frost Nova now available. Level 2 Stormbolt also now available. And things are just going from bad to worse. KraV and ToD seemingly their two 1v1 armies going to be working out better than a very synergistic Night Elf army here, as Altar of Kings is going to try and get rebuilt. There goes some more Force of Natures. They're going to try and engage once more, but a big Frost Nova, and Sonic, well, biting off more than he can chew once more. Going to end up losing one Huntress, losing two Huntresses there. Are we going to see another Stormbolt? No, we are not. Trying to just catch in on that, but the Obsidian statues able to get in the way here. Mountain King also has a potion of restoration alongside that potion of lesser invulnerability. He's going to be very difficult to take out, especially with all of that additional bonus armor. Coming back around, we are finally seeing some mountain giants getting added on to Foggy's army for that frontline spot. Foggy branching out into archers as well, not just mass huntresses. Foggy is sitting at 66 supply and 50 supply. We are still looking at only 50 supply here, and ToD sitting at 49. So there is a little bit of only a little bit of a economic advantage for Foggy and Sonic, since Foggy himself is sitting in low upkeep. Sitting in 60 supply, not a good idea. Better to sit in mid 70, as this expansion isn't going to get pressured here. It is, but there is a very narrow walkway, as the mountain giants want to get into that frontline spot. And the Crypt Fiends are just going to be able to fight at the spot here, perhaps get a little bit of damage. There's a great Impale, picking up another Huntress there, as the units are now looking to back away. Scroll of Town Portal, KraV saying, you know what, I don't want to be any part of this fight at all, especially as it will be a 2v1. That's really what you're avoiding 9 times out of 10 in a 2v2 matchup. You do not want to be fighting against your opponent's army. Lich going to be making its way over. Crypt Lord, Archmage going to be transitioning back down to Alchemist is here. There's the Mountain Giants. There's some Archers, some Dark Troll, Shadow Priests. Alchemist with Healing Spray should be able to do wonders as well. And without having an Orb of Venom, though, be able to do a hit and run tactics, this still feels a little bit strange. Down to the south side here, we are setting up expansions galore. There is now Haunting of a Gold Mine back here. Meanwhile, are we going to be getting some peasants traveled over? It does not look like it. All right, it went from Sonic, the only one having an expansion, to both Sonic and Foggy trying to set up expansions, and also KraV trying to set up expansions. Only the human player, ToD, not expanding at this point. So talking about games just going a little bit strange, that's what we have right here. And now we also have ToD, while setting up a couple of guard towers outside of range of the farms. But if the Huntresses got within range there, they would be taking a lot of that damage too. A little bit of break in the action, so to speak. There is no more real mining. Excuse me, no more real creeping going on anywhere on the map. Just trying to clear up some of these sentries or sentry wards. 2-2 upgrades on those Huntresses, coupled with 1-0 upgrades on Foggy. So Sonic really spending all of that additional gold. Those archers and those Huntresses very strong here. And where are they going to be putting pressure next? 74 supply over 80. The army of Sonic and Foggy, very large at this stage in the game. 66 here and 50. So ToD is going to have a very bad time. His army is just so small. There's Blizzard now raining down. There's a Thunderclap. And there's an Impale. Beautiful stun lock here, but how much damage can really be had? Trying to fight in a narrow choke point, all of a sudden the trees open up, as a Priestess of the Moon does have what Scroll of Protection and also level 3 True Shot Aura. Damage is adding in. This army of Sonic and Foggy, very, very large indeed. However, Blizzard coupled with Thunderclap also making a lot of work here, trying to take down this very wide army. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability on that Mountain King, trying to stay alive again. Are we going to see another Thunderclap? Yes, we are. potion of divinity or a potion of restoration already used as the alchemist falls at level 2. Archmage still trying to retreat back once more. Death Knight trying to retreat. Mountain King is right here trying to get a little bit more. There's a little bit more. Blizzard raining down, a Frost Nova, and all of those units coming in from Sonic just taking in so much damage. There's a Death Coil there. Priestess of the Moon gets to level 6, and now in comes Starfall. Mountain King does not have, well, Mountain King dead, giving Priestess of the Moon Starfall, and Foggy able to really put in that pressure now. KraV and ToD in trouble as they are trying to retreat back, and this expansion will end up getting taken down here. All right, more Blizzard raining down here. Is ToD going to be able to finish off? Yes, 3 archers right there. And ToD still cannot, you still cannot ignore ToD at this point in stage in the game. Another archer going to get taken down as the Priestess of the Moon going after that Archmage now. All right, Entangle finishing off another unit there. ToD is in trouble. Well, run by poking, but those pokes do add up to be a great bit of damage here as another Rifleman getting taken out. All right, one very gutsy archer makes its way over and gets taken out too. We're looking at, well, level 4 Archmage, level 3 Mountain King getting resurrected, not yet at level 4. Meanwhile, we're looking at Trents shutting down the expansion here, and no expansion mining here. So Foggy and Sonic know that they do not need to put in too much pressure. They don't need to overcommit to a fight. They are in the driver's seat of the game, and they just need to continue to build on the lead that they have given themselves. The Priestess of the Moon sitting at 6 is a very big deal, but you have to remember they're going up against a Mountain King and also a Crypt Lord, and between KraV and ToD, there should be a stun, lined up from either of those players. I don't believe that Priestess of the Moon's Starfall is going to be making a very big difference in the next portions of the game. Only perhaps some sort of a finisher as opposed to a game changer. All right, units going to be making their way around here again. We're looking at the Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 5. There's one Acolyte down here. It's going to get cleaned up. Is the Alchemist coming back from... Where is Sonic's Alchemist? No, there's Sonic Alchemist. They're sitting at level 2. All right, KraV and ToD are trying to figure out what to do next. 42 supply. ToD's army is very small, trying to get some priests now to, well, recover some of that damage. We can see a front line positioning here, and this is just trying to hold the door. The problem is that these trees are only temporary structures when going up against a Keeper of the Grove. The Keeper of the Grove able to turn those trees against you and then blow that door wide open, making that front line of Abomination not nearly as useful. All right, Abomination is going to be making their way back over. Mountain King does have, I thought it had invisibility, only Cloak of Shadows. Units making their ways around, and, well, I believe that was a Frost Nova on a Wisp right there. Mountain King still wandering around, picking up perhaps a Scroll of Protection and a Potion of Invulnerability. Are we going to see a Scroll of Healing? No, not. Oh, there's that Scroll of Healing. All right, 03 upgrades. Coming in 79 over 80 supply. Main gold mines have about 2 more minutes of mining left, and that is it. No reestablishment of that gold mine off to the north. And what is Foggy and Sonic waiting for now? That is the question that I have. What is that? That is a low hit point archer getting Staff of Preservation, but there's no moon wells to drink from. All right, bit of an issue there. No backpack upgrade to try and bring back anything either, as the units will be heading off to the north here in just a moment. Well, nope. Apparently, they just wanted a powwow in the middle of the map. One or two Druids of the Claw also. So let's look at this, well, army by Sonic and Foggy here. Great range, a lot of front line, and made sure to get 03 upgrades, now 13 upgrades by those mountain giants, some of them having clubs, giving them a little bit of range. Now, getting a little bit of range may not actually be what you want here. Having them at melee makes more sense, as the Huntresses are actually able to line up right behind a mountain giant if it is in in melee range. The Mountain Giant actually has longer range than a Huntress at this stage, even though the Huntress is considered a range attack. Does it say range 225? Does it here? It still says its range is 250, but it's still considered a melee attack just because the sheer side of the tree. It's not my birthday. It's my sister's birthday. Mountain Giants now making their way through the trees here. Archers, Huntresses now pushing their way off to the north. Keeper of the Grove coming in from the north here. We should be looking at an expansion attempt, but really not... but really not going anywhere so far. All right, a couple of Trents easily taken out, and I believe KraV and ToD are just hoping that the Blizzard is just going to be effective enough. Mountain King sitting at level 2 Thunderclap. If the Mountain King was perhaps at level 3 Thunderclap, that could be a very different game as well, but that simply is not the case. Units are going to try and line up for what is going to be the last stand here, a major battle. Scrolls of healing on the human army for ToD. It looks as though the Death Knight also having a scroll of healing. Does the Lich have one? No, it does not. The Crippler does not have one. So 3 scrolls of healing across all of these units to all friendly units. So all the friendly units, that is going to be a big heal across these armies here as both sides trying to line up. All right, Druids of the Claw also adding in a Roar. So these archers have plus 14 damage. That is going to be a crazy damage indeed. All of a sudden, the archers being able to deal 40 damage per attack. And these are only 2 upgraded archers. What do we need? We needed to see Command Aura, perhaps as another Kodo Beast for Warsong Battle Drums to increase the archer damage even higher. No Expo equals no win. Finally, fast building on Expo by ToD, but and this is what doesn't make sense to me. Why would you allow your Sonik and Foggy should have been trying to play a game where their opponent is unable to set up an expansion? We are now going into high upkeep there, and are we going to high upkeep here? No, we are not. Foggy is building up a bank of about 2,000 gold. He should be able to go up to high upkeep here in just a second. So what Sonik and Foggy's strategy is, build up a large as an army as you can, keep track of the timing on these expansions, and when they finally have the expansions up, then attack. That is going to be the greatest disparity between total gold harvested. That's how we're looking, or that's how I'm looking at this particular style of play. I am curious as to why Foggy hasn't upgraded his Moonwells. Same thing with Sonik. Upgrading those Moonwells helps out so much. But then again, in a battle like this, you're not really saving your units all that often. The units marching in to die, and then getting very quickly replaced. Druids of the Claw maxed out on mana pretty much, and it looks as though the units will be ready to fight here in just a second. And, well, True Shot Aura not available right now. There you go, finally moving around, and there you go, plus 15 damage. So 23 on the upside of 46 damage from each of those archers. That sounds like a hero attack, right? The upper end of damage on an archer is higher than the upper end of damage on a level 4 Death Knight. All right, are we ready to move on over? That is the next question. Units trying to make their way back off to the north here. And what is going on here? All right, hold on, let me check something. Okay. Chimera is getting added in. All right, so Chimeras was what we wanted to see coming in from Foggy, and here we are going to start to try and see an engagement. No webbing down, and all of those units in that front line getting absolutely blasted apart. As you can see, the Chimeras are going after those units there. There's Starfall, and with Anti-Magic Shell, well, no Impale and Stormbolt. Foggy is just trying to clean things up here, and this is just winning a battle by brute force and making sure you have enough of it. Priestess of the Moon now sitting at level 7, continuing to walk in with all of this pressure. There's Blizzard adding down onto all of these units here, but quickly being forced to retreat back. Archmage trying to run all the way back here, hoping that Blizzard gets some damage, but a quick entangle onto the Archmage causing problems. All right, Mountain King, is it going to get finished off? Scroll of Healing used in time. Mountain King actually a bit too far away from the battle, and, well, away from that away from that Scroll of Town portal, and that will be the end of that right there. Pretty much Foggy and Sonik just pretty lying in wait, waiting to get the right amount of gold to come out ahead. Foggy getting up to what 1,300 gold mines. Sonic with the big lead, and it was just 100 supply army nearly by Foggy, and Sonic I think also went 100 supply, pushing in, taking to the skies to let a couple of chimeras do a large amount of damage. All right, yeah, that's what I was wondering what this is about. Come on, coming back. This should be right there. All right, thank you for the follow. Not quite sure why that box changed, but yeah, great game there. If you guys are watching on Twitch, this is my recap for the game. Not, I'll still have one more game after this. Foggy Sonic playing a great game against ToD and KraV. Very heavy aggression and going double Night Elf and then getting access to level 3 True Shot aura. The fact that we saw a solo Priestess of the Moon, right? Solo Priestess of the Moon meant that there was a 30% experience bonus for that Priestess of the Moon. Normally, there seems to be some sort of stall from getting from level 3, level 4 to level 5, but because Foggy had gone solo hero, that 30% experience boost really just seemed like he flew by it and then got to level 6 very fast as well. Overall experience gain, interestingly enough, Foggy actually comes out first. And that is strange because, well, if the three heroes are fighting together, then that does mean that, well, Foggy Sonic gets a double share of the experience, but he still ended up behind that Priestess of the Moon in terms of overall experience. Great game, great use of the shops. Using those scrolls of healing makes a lot of sense in 2v2 matchups where your army is wide. The return on investment for those scrolls of healing really go up the wider and larger your army is. However, ToD and Foggy, Sonic, even though they were going up against 3, maybe even 4 scrolls of healing against ToD and KraV, didn't have much of a problem. That Starfall with anti-magic shell working out very well. And then, well, even though they were going up against Thunderclaps and Impales, the just sheer size of the army was able to push on through. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.